It was a bright, beautiful, sunny afternoon in the spring of 2021 along the Maryland coast, and 51-year-old Jonathan Bauer was driving with his daughter over the Route 90 bridge, which spans the shallow waters of the Assawoman Bay near Ocean City, Maryland. Like any nice spring day along the coast, they had their windows down for the relaxing drive, enjoying the breeze. But on this particular day, they were suddenly jolted by the scene right in front of them, where the SUV before them lost control, flipped over, and headed right for the railing on the bridge. The back part of the SUV was dangling over the railing of the bridge. Bauer slammed his brakes, jumped out of his car, running to the vehicle to see if he could help in any way. Once he reached the SUV, he noticed the driver of the crashed vehicle was visibly shaken, but otherwise unharmed. The driver did not speak English, but had enough consciousness to point over to the railing and into the water. Bauer dashed over to the railing and looked into the water. In the water was a car seat. In it was a little girl, about 2 years old, pink polka-dotted dress, brown hair, brown eyes, terrified, floating on her back, kicking and splashing and screaming. The scene escalated to a whole new level when the child's panicking tipped her over onto her stomach. She was suddenly drowning. Bauer looked at the parents for a split second and saw they were still in shock and weren't reacting. He knew what he had to do. He quickly estimated the jump from the railing was about 30 feet to the water. What he didn't know was whether the water below was 6 feet deep, 8 feet deep, and were there sharp rocks just below the surface of the water, not visible to the eye. Bauer had no more time to think. His selfless heart took over. He climbed over the railing and jumped into the water. His feet hit the sandy bottom. He was safe. The child was only 10 feet away from him, but still, face down in the water, he swam over and turned her over. She was completely unconscious from swallowing too much water. He quickly got her out of the car seat, held her close to it, and as he doggy paddled. He was patting her back so she would cough up the water. For a few moments, nothing from the little one. Bauer continued to frantically pat the child's back. Then suddenly, ocean water came streaming from her mouth. The child was alive. Thankfully, a family on a pontoon boat was nearby and hauled the child and Bauer to rescue. An ambulance quickly arrived and everyone was safe. Bauer exemplified true selflessness and heroics in that moment. But Bauer would be the first to tell you, humbly, he's far from perfect, and he only did what any decent person should do in that moment. Oh, and a neat outcome from the story. Bauer's daughter, Ava, who witnessed the entire heroic event, only a few months later, as a teenager, signed up as a junior volunteer firefighter in her local township, purely inspired by her dad's heroic act. So here's to another great week of selfless service, selfless leadership, wherever you are serving today. By all means, pass it on, all right? Now's the time.